focus of these next few weeks is going to be on mindset. And I think, you know, the easy stuff is the strategy. When we talk about business growth being 80% psychology and 20% strategy, the strategy is the easy stuff because we can go back and follow a step-by-step process. But the reality of it is who you are, the agency owner that you show up as to execute the strategy is going to drive far greater results than the steps in strategy itself. So we want to start with that. And I don't know, Craig, if you did this last week or if this is what you were starting to do right now, but I would like to take a moment and just, you know, we don't have to necessarily go to each person, but just shout out or chat so Craig can capture what would you say are some of the attributes that define the best mindset you've seen in sales, whether exhibited by your LSPs or you yourself? What are some important characteristics or attributes of a solid sales mindset?
Here, let me.
It looks like they're all on mute. Everybody unmute. This is going to be, you know, important that we interact on this.
Linda was trying to go, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the number one, we actually talked about it this morning and one of our meetings this morning is to always be coachable. Look every single day for how you can improve and ask for feedback.
I love that. Coachable, right? Coachable. And we start at Tony Robbins, all of our calls, and I know we've trained you guys on this as well, is asking for the permission to coach, right? And it might be unfamiliar, but when you're working with your LSPs, you don't want to be training at them. You just want to start out by saying, hey, you know, named as a good coach, tell us what we want to know or what we need to know, right? And they're of course going to say, well, what we need to know. So great. With that, do I have your permission to speak from my heart? I want to be transparent. I don't want to beat around the bush. My ultimate outcome is to provide you with the tools and strategies to produce the best possible results for you and your family. And to do that, I need to be very real with you. So I love that. That was Linda. Coachability is a great one. Looks like Andrew mentioned that as well. What else?
Be willing to fail forward. You know, be willing to try things and fail and learn from them.
Yes. Yes. Who was that?
Linda.
Wendy.
Linda.
Excuse me.
Linda's winning.
Okay. Excuse me, Linda. My bad. Yeah. 100%. Fail forward, learn from our mistakes. In sales, we've got to test stuff. We've got to have that learner's mentality. We've got to be willing to test and try. As soon as we get into a routine or something that's working and producing results, what happens is the market adjusts. So we've got to constantly be testing and trying. Well said. Travis, emotionally. Was someone going?
Oh, I said, get out of your own head.
Yes, get out of your own head. How many of you have heard the term, if you're in your head, you're dead?
Yes.
Right? Because if we're in our head, what are we focusing on?
What we can't do.
We're focusing on what we can't do, right? Our mind will play tricks on us, but also if we're in our head, where is our focus?
On ourselves,
right? Our needs, our outcomes. It's on ourselves. Where does our focus need to be?
On our LSPs and our customers.
Exactly, right? In our LSPs, because we're manager leaders. And then I heard somebody say customers, but I'm sure they meant
clients.
Right? Because clients are under the care and guidance of an expert. You don't have customers, team. You've got clients. Customers are transactional. So well said. What else we have here? From Ryan Cole. Can't stop, won't stop. Absolutely, 100%. That drive has got to be so determined, so strong. And to do that, we've got to be able to manage our state and our physiology and our mindset, because we can't stop, we won't stop, and we've got to do and feed our soul and bodies in a way that we have that energy and emotion to keep going. Who else? What are some other ideas?
I would say being an observer and possibly being a visionary as well.
Yes, right. So it sounds like Craig went over some of the content last week. That's 100% true, because if we're an observer, we're focused on what's controlling our thoughts, the appearance of things. Observers are reactive, right? And they're responding to prospects. They're responding to their LSPs. And in a reactive mode, we're competing on things, all sorts of things, usually price. But a visionary thinks of what they want, regardless of what's out there. We already know what's going to happen on these calls. They're going to try and beat us down on price. We don't have time. They're not capable of making a decision. So why even fret about what we know what's coming? Instead, that visionary focuses on what they want, regardless of appearances. They're creative. They stay focused on how to get emotionally involved, and they create inspired action and desired results. They're the cause of impact. They're proactive. They're creative and innovative. So those are another few attributes, Craig: creative, innovative, emotionally. We have emotionally invested. Cool. Give me one or two more. Who haven't we heard from? Some of the new folks.
Want to put Anna on the spot?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, usually I like to put people on the spot, but
Can you hear me?
yeah, we'll get into it. Oh, hey, Anna, welcome.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Yes.
I just wrote something that has always worked with me. And in everything that I do, I try to walk a mile in the person's shoes. I try to understand and see things from the client's point of view.
Yes.
That empathetic listening is not only listening, but empathetic listening to understand their position and to really put yourself in their shoes, I think is a good way of creating a long-lasting rapport.
I love it. Love it. Well said, Anna. It's awesome. So I think we've got most of it covered here. What I want to do is really, over the course of my career and the work that I've done with businesses all across the globe in the last 5 years or so with Allstate agency owners, it really comes down to 12 core areas of critical focus. So I'm going to pull these up. I don't want us to then get into a passive mode like we're consuming YouTube or something like that. It's still going to be interactive. I want to, really drill down into these. We'll take some time on it. So